Hey guys, welcome back to my watercolor channel, and today I paint some pears. I have prepared some of the colors and a bright green out of lemon yellow and turquoise blue, as well as some orange out of deep yellow and cadmium red, and then some yellow there mixed a little bit with lemon yellow. But I continue here with my pears, so I kind of sprayed a little bit of water onto the painting, and I wetted at least the pear area, so I want to have it wet to wet. I spread the yellow color in the form of the pear, so I watched a little bit that it keeps its form, but also that the pear has some highlight. And I add some light green. I added some orange, and then I add light green, and here a little bit more of the orange, and then of the brownish color, which is basically out of deep yellow, some cadmium red, and a little bit of the turquoise blue. So I want that everything fits nicely together. There is a segment of the pear next to the main pear. I painted here as well, but I'm quite careful to take off some of the too much paint, so while it's wet it's quite possible. I have continued here with the leaf and some darker green, so just added the lighter green mixed with the orange, and now I want to add more contrast. There are two leaves, and I keep it quite light and quite abstract, so I'm not too focused onto the details. I spread some of the green underneath the pear with a bigger brush, as well as using the brown. I have some pear seeds there, so I'm careful not to overpaint it, and as well as continue with the background, adding some turquoise blue so it's fitting nicely with the orange. I don't want to have hard edges, so while I add the background, I added some deep yellow, and then I continue to add darker colors, and it's mixing nicely together. However, I am quite careful that the pear keeps its shape, so I took off some of the paint, and then I just continue. Maybe adding a little bit more orange on the side. And to keep the foam here. Watching that it's not too much paint and that the layer stays. And then onto the top of the pear, and then continuing as well with the segment. A little bit underneath, and we're just emphasizing the shape of the pear. As the paper is still quite wet, I waited till everything has dried, and I want to mix some of the colors, brown colors, to add for the seeds. As well as adding some more shadows here, where the segment meets the main pear. Now adding a little bit of a blue color. Just carefully spreading. I don't want to have in this case too much of a hard edges. So I use also another brush to spread the paint. More green underneath. But I want the vibrancy of the colors on the pear to remain. And then a bit more brown on the seeds. I add more green onto the ground where the pear is sitting, mainly because I left so much white there. And just adding a bit more of the structure. And emphasizing the shape of the pear. I add more brown to the top of the pear. Usually I use some indigo blue to have a much darker brown. And then a little bit more color to the left side. But I still leave off the first layer to come through. And just adding a few more details. With a much thinner brush, so like the leaves. Put on the side. But yes, that was basically it. So thank you for watching and remember to subscribe. Bye!